Hey everyone out there. You know, it's another Thursday night, Travis is here. And I'll dare say, it's been a hot minute since we've had a new reaction on our channel. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna make a new reaction, a new emoticon. If you have any ideas out there of what you'd like to see that be, I'm all ears. My idea so far is to have one for raids. Just a little animation, show that we're raiding our homies. So why don't we start? We're just gonna kind of storyboard this one. Too small a face. I'm trying to full-on horse, not a pony. You've got it mapped out to 48. You may want to go maybe another 24. 72. It's in the timeline. Okay, so it did change the end frame. I don't know why this is... Okay, so... You know, this is where we're starting. We'll go to 6. We want onion skinning on. Does it have to go down? Do we want it to go up? unsure about the main length there, but I think I'm overthinking it. It doesn't need to be that real. We're making a GIF here. I don't even know if this is the correct way to go with these frames. I mean, alright, so what I'm envisioning is kind of like a raiding party, like kind of a bunch of people on horseback, uh, kind of riding in. And I was thinking it's gonna kind of zoom out and loop. I don't know. We'll figure out timing as we go. Good thing I made it horses, who are notoriously easy to draw. There's that impulse to give them very human kind of shoulder and arm dynamics, I guess. So we've got 72 frames to work with. So this is just zooming out. We're gonna jump somewhere around here, I think. I gotta look up some reference. And by looking up reference, I found out where our anatomy was wrong here. I made it too human. Never eschew reference. It's gonna save you a lot of time. Stabby says in the furry community, no such thing as too human. You're right, but that's not who we're appealing to right now. This is gonna be a general use gift. I want everyone to be able to use this. Not that I'm trying to eschew our furry community. If you want something furry, fucking speak up. I've said 1,000 times and 1,000 times more. I'll draw most anything within reason. These big, powerful horse legs gotta... I don't know, they move in a weird axis. They just got deceptive hinges. So I guess they ain't hitting themselves in the face. I'm trying to look at horses that are just fucking going for it. That aren't AI or paintings in the side of sprinter bands in the 80s. God, they all just look so majestic, like they're not even trying. You ever seen a horse fucking just go for it? They got big ass monster skulls too. I wonder if it'd be fair to categorize horses as megafauna. I mean, have you ever seen a Clydesdale or one of those big Irish horses? It is... They are monsters. They are just unbeholden to God or man. Yeah, they're fucking huge. Like, I fully feel like a stampede of horses could tear down just miles of infrastructure. I'm sure that's how it was back in the day, too. I'm also sure that's why fucking colonists killed off the bison. Because they were tired of, you know, their little ramshackle shitholes being demolished by herds of bison who are like, hey, I was walking here. Just a sadly sit on a horse. I kind of forgot the more important parts of this thing being saddled, which would be the reins. We'll put them in post. Fuck it. We'll do it live. I guess we do everything here live, just at a snail's pace. Right? Where's that? I guess this guy's not bucking, so we didn't want to give that motion, I guess. Alright, so we want it running. But the horse is pretty good at keeping its back flat while it runs. Should have just studied, like, horse running videos before this. Jeepers. But no, I came in here thinking, oh, it's just a horse running. It's been animated 1,000 times. How hard could it be? I'm an amateur animator who's never animated something longer than 2 seconds. Yeah, I think next up I'm going to animate how an entire engine runs. Just front to back, maybe do like cross sections along the way. Maybe I'll just animate the entire process of food being digested. That couldn't be that bad. But this is why we're here, dear viewer. We're here to learn together. Learn from my mistakes. And at least put it in perspective. I am the average guy running along the Olympic like triathlon athlete. So while they're already out of their swim shorts and onto their bicycle, I am struggling to get through the water. I never want to swim that much again, to be honest. I once swam a mile, but that was a once-in-a-lifetime endeavor for me. And I was a much fatter child back then, which I believe made it easier. Because it made, resting and kind of lying there for air just a bit easier. Having since lost that weight, I sink real hard. So it's gonna have person. It's too big a head. They're gonna have the bandana because we're raiding. And their hat's gonna defy a little bit of physics here because it's gotta stay on. Because their other arm is gonna be firing off into the air like a fucking jackass. This is going to be kind of monochrome as well. I mean, it's all going to be transparent. But I think it's going to be very, like, in shadow. Just, like, several kind of short highlights here and there. So about how far did we go? We're at 22. I think it's Terry Adams, and what I'm thinking is that we've got we start off with the zoom into the horse's face. It zooms out to this asshole. What I'm thinking is that how it ends is that another horse's face comes in to kind of cut it off, but I wanted to... We ended at 72. We got some time to move. While we're here, don't forget that we're just gonna need a bridle. I think they move up, sweep around. We get somebody to come up from behind. And then another horse face comes in. So we kind of want to get that motion in there. Let's see, we'll go here to 43, let's say. And that's where between these we'll kind of have an arc of this horse's head coming up and coming down. But it's also going to be zooming out, so... These aren't Clydesdales, so they'll need to have kind of thinner legs. Got this jackass riding on top. We'll tushy out. Trying to make them too big. Lest we never forget how big horses are. We should start with the bean. His daddy's asking if I've ever ridden a horse of some kind. I did. I had horse neighbors growing up. I never was in a horse family, but I got to ride on, it had one of those Kentucky Derby names. Something Poco. I'm a Wimpy Poco was its name. And they also got a real asshole of a horse named I'm a Nifty Boy. But yeah, my neighbors had horses growing up. And so I got to ride on them. Certainly less than like 5 times. Because all of my neighbors growing up hated me. But also they were a bunch of neglectful horse owners. So maybe I wasn't so in the wrong. I also had some horse owners who were very wealthy, still in our neighborhood, not our immediate neighbors. Just incredibly wealthy people who were incredibly mean to a bunch of children. But to make a long story short, yes, I've ridden horses before. How about you, Stabby? When some of those climb up the horse and go in a circle deals. Yeah, I mean, even those are kind of marvels to corral these big, magnificent beasts. I've done that with camels at church functions, because at church functions they're like, "It's camels 'cause Jesus and so we got a bunch of big, mean fucking animals who don't belong here, and you're gonna ride around on them." Yeah, riding any beast of burden just feels like there's a lot of trust going on. My first exposure, I never broke my arm. Yeah, there's a lot of trust in an animal you don't know. And looking back, like, you can see how cowboys get attached. Yeah, exactly. Like, looking back, these are people who are just having horses because they could afford horses. Like, they weren't particularly good to animals. The fact that they let their children ride on animals is animals they didn't implicitly trust is just beyond me. It was like, oh, I bought this animal. I own it. No kind of training, no kind of forethought. It's like, that's why I have a lot of trouble with, like, fuck it. I have a lot of trouble with dog owners who don't put any effort into, like, care or training or just kind of understanding temperament of a dog. Because you're getting a living creature. You're not getting a fucking toy that you get to play with. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, if you're gonna take on the responsibilities of pet ownership, like, you're taking on the responsibilities of another living thing. It's not a piece of property. You don't get to just keep it and neglect it. to think it's a new family member. Yeah, and it's gonna have its own personality. It's gonna have its own temperament. And that's something you have to accommodate for, not something you can beat out of it. It's not enough to just be like, hey, I've had enough food for the day. That is bare minimum. Like, if CPS would take away your child, that's not enough for a pet. Sorry to get on my high horse here. I just got inspired by all these fucking beautiful creatures in front of me. So this is gonna come out here. He's gonna come out here. So between here and here, we have to get back to here. So we're here. Get about here. What's going on? How to expand my beans and sour grapes? Come on now. There we go. I mean, that's a way to do it. But I swear to God, Clip, like, this animation software is fucking brain dead. This makes no sense the way this is laid out. Like, I feel like Blender does... The reason I wanted to do it in Clip Studio is because it has all my brushes and all my downloads. But Blender does it somewhat kind of intuitively, but there's no software that does animation intuitively. If there's somebody out there that can recommend one, please, I'm fucking looking. I tried GIMP, I've tried Blender, I've tried Clip, I've tried Inkscape. None of this makes sense. It is so fucking stupid. Like, I have to make a new layer and then assign a layer to a point in this timeline, which doesn't make sense. It may make sense from you building an animation software off of a drawing software, but it doesn't make sense from an animation standpoint. And now at this point, I imagine you've dug your heels in too much to make it a functional program with smart, straightforward ideas for how to make a new frame and add a new point on your timeline. Jeepers! but also Blender, just the way they do. Alright, so maybe I'm in a small camp here, but I feel like the way it should work is if you have layers, they should work like layers throughout the entire timeline. And Clip almost has that. But if you were like, the way Clip does it here is that layers are animation folders that operate in the same sense that layers would in a still image. So why change it? Why make it folders and layers? Why make it different than your 2D software? You should tie individual images to each frame on the timeline. I don't know if that would mess with optimization. I don't know. I'm not a software guy. Just as all you software guys are not animators. I'm gonna do one where this is behind. A lot of people say Adobe Animate. No, see, that's the issue, is that I stayed away from the Adobe suite for exactly what we're experiencing now. Their subscription model is only increasing in price and not offering anything near as worthwhile as what they're charging for it. And that's what I fear for the future of Clip Studio, since they got bought by Meta. And they switched to a subscription model for most of it. Luckily, I got in on what might be the tail end of the pay it up front model, but I also got in later than I would have liked on that. What I like about GIMP and Blender is that they're open source. But the people who are looking to animate are spending their time learning to animate, and I don't know, it's going to take somebody really smart, really savvy to kind of bridge the two worlds. Is that going to be me? Fuck no. I'm not talented enough in the other field. You think DaVinci has a free animation software? I'll have to look into that. I love DaVinci. I love it as an editing software. It offers a very robust software for free. The paywall kind of things you only really run into with certain like automations and just special effects, really. But if you start learning around, there's a lot of free content out there, or pay what you will content. Where's this guy gonna be? So the past frames, he's gonna... We're doing... Ooh, that's a lot of noise to read. Okay, so he's doing that. It's going from that to that. I think by this he's going to be kind of gearing up for... Make sure I get that torso size right. Be kind of embarrassing. This man grew and shrank in the saddle. What's going to happen is he sits a little higher, starts to lean his head in. This is royalty-free folk music. Because what we're getting now is the stock ukulele and xylophone, like indie game pitch music. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm not going to subject you to that. Count yourself among the lucky. Okay, so let's take a look. And I know that's taken it took a little time for a little storyboard, but, you know, I'll build on this off camera. And heck, you know, in the end, y'all have a new emote. A new little rating emote, which you can use any which way you feel is right. But until then, you know, I wish you all the best. 10 Paces is always here, and we're always happy to have you. But until we have you next time, happy trails.